Welcome guys, my name is Femi Greater Heights and welcome to Talk Tech. Now today we are testing the new feature from Google, or the new interface, or from the new rebranding of Gmail or G Suite from Google. Now if you log on to your Gmail on your browser on your computer, you are going to be greeted with this screen where it shows you Google Workspace and this preloader before it opens your email. So if you see that interface, do not be alarmed. Google has rebranded its G Suite platform to ensure that it is not just for enterprise alone, it is for everyone, and they brought all their free and premium services under one umbrella called Google Workspace. So you have Gmail and some other applications underneath. But today we are not talking about Google Workspace, we are talking about chats from Google or Google Chats. Now on the right hand side is my desktop, on the left hand side is my phone. It is an Android phone, so it may be different if I'm clicking on some icons or some settings if you're using an iPhone, but when we get into Google Chat, it is almost the same thing. Now, when you look at the web, you still find that we have the Hangouts here, and Hangout has been around for a while right now, over the years, but Google is rebranding Hangout as well, and Hangouts will become Google Chats or Chats. So moving forward, I'm going to be using the word Chats rather than just Google Chats. So we don't have the chat feature right now on the desktop, but believe me, Google will be coming with chats on desktop very soon. We will be testing it on the smartphone. So first, open your Gmail app. Now, your Gmail app already contains the basic stuff you already know, right? It contains the ability to see all the mails, either primary emails or promotional emails. And it also has this icon beneath your screen, Meet. Meet is Google's video conferencing feature where you can create a meeting and join a meeting. If you do not know what that means, just think of Microsoft Teams, or think of Skype, or think of Zoom. That is what this looks like. So everything has been bundled inside of your single Gmail app. Note, you don't have to download this different. It is already in your app. So I guess this is Google's way of unification or unifying its services or similar products under one umbrella as well. So note, we only have two icons below the screen, the Mail and the Meet. Now Mail already has the compose right here if you want to compose a mail very fast, so take note of that. Now to activate the chat, ensure that you have the latest updates of your Gmail app on your phone. So if you do not have the updated version of your Gmail app, go on Play Store and search and ensure that you do not have, rather than open here, you do not have updates. And I have updated mine, last updated June 2nd, 2021. So if you already have that updated, you would know. So let us click on open and you're back to Gmail. Now let us come to this three parallel lines at the top, or we call it the hamburger menu. So when you click on it, it is going to swap out and we go down to settings, and settings is just after contacts and just before help and feedback. So I click on settings. Now I select the particular accounts that I want to activate Google Chat on. So the Gmail app offers you the opportunity to have all your emails in one place. Now when I do that, it shows me accounts, inbox, notifications, general, and the list is endless. Now I want to activate chat, and chat is under general. So I have chats and the description is show the chat and rooms tab. So I'm going to check it and it's going to tell me with chats you can connect and collaborate together with your group. Now this is coming from Hangout, so that is why I said Google will be importing your Hangout into your chats. So I click on OK, and notice something at the footer of the app. Rather than the two icons, the mail and the meets, I now have two icons already added. Number one is the chat, and number two is the room. So it turns from 2 to 4. And when I click on chat, just the way we have this quick compose here, you can also see the same thing on chat. So you have the ability to create chats on the go, and also the ability to add a new room. Then let us start with chats. But before then, I want to go back to settings and check if there are other settings that applies to the chats that I may need to check or uncheck. Now, for example, snooze chat notifications. You can snooze all the chats at once from here. That is one. I can scroll down and I can enable smart reply in chat. We already have the smart compose in mail, and we already have the smart create chats and create rooms. So, but the smart reply in chat shows suggested replies when available. So if you do not want that, you can uncheck that or you can leave it. That is all for what I want to do here. So let me go back and let's start with the chat room. So straight to the point, this is the interface for the chat. So what I need to do is to create a new chat. So I click on create new chat, then I can select the persons. Now, there could be rooms already that exist in your chat already. You can search for those, or you can search for persons. So you can either search for a person or a room. Let's assume I want to create a chat with one person. I select that person. Now note, some of these emails you see here, they have been pulled from Hangouts. And if you do not have a previous conversation with anyone yet on chat, it is possible you would not see any of these options here, any of these persons here to add. So take note of that. Do not be alarmed. A lot of people will join, especially your close network. Now, they are not joining with phone numbers. That is the difference with WhatsApp. They are joining with emails. So take note of that. So I have added one person. Then let me just click done, because I want to start with a single chat and show you guys some things. Now, I already have this person. Now note, messages sent with history on are saved. So this chat is private. So this is an end-to-end encryption. But note, because this is a single chat, it is telling me that this person is away. Now, what other options are available to us? When you click on this 3 dots here, this 3 vertical dots, you can search in conversation and you can send feedback. I'm going to come to that. So let me send a message and say hello. Hello. And I send this. And I send another message and say hi. And I send this. I want to send 3 messages just for us to be good. So I say good afternoon. Let me make this caps. So I've sent 3 messages already. Note, it doesn't have to pull my name directly on every 3, my chat bubble on every 3, because it is a continuous message from me and there has not been an interruption by any other person on the chat. So all my chats will show up directly under my chat bubble. Now, if you click on the name, this icon, this play icon beside this name, Shola Kenny, you're going to see options such as start a new chat, start with these people and add more. So you can add more. You can also pin this particular chat. So I can pin this chat, for example. Maybe I had previous conversations, it's so many, and there are so many here on the chat list. I can always pin my favorite to the top, or the things or the conversations I want to return to very fast. You can also unpin, then it unpins. Then for notification, you can click on notification and it will give you the options of turning on notification or turning it off. So if Shola Kenny sends me a message, I do not want to have this notification popping up on my phone, I can turn it off if I do not want that. But note, this is for only this single conversation. So when you turn off the notification here, it doesn't turn off all the notification on all the chats. So take note. Now, history on means that the previous conversation you are having with this single chat will be saved. So you can scroll up and see all these conversations. But when I deactivate this by unchecking this, all the messages sent from this time, not all the previous messages I sent. Now, let me tell you all the previous messages. Not all of these ones are affected. It is from this point I want to start to type a new one and say hello to. This is where that effect will start from. So any message from this point downwards would be deleted after 24 hours. So that is why it's saying here, messages sent with history off are deleted after 24 hours. Now, note all these ones at the top, hello, hi, good afternoon, will not be deleted because I sent it with history on. Now, if you are this type of person, you don't want to keep your conversations, or it is a one-time conversation, you don't want to be having to be coming back and seeing a lot of those conversations, you can set history is off. Now, let me go back to this setting here and turn it on. So that means it keeps a record of all my conversations. Now, I can also block. Maybe I do not want this contact to contact me again. I can block and I can also report. So a copy of the last 50 messages will go to Google. So if it is a spammy conversation, if it's a death threat to you, if it is a blackmail, you have all these evidences to prove to Google that this person is after my life, or Google can take down that person or take some drastic actions, or should I say further actions from there. And note, all the 50 conversations only apply to when the history is on, not when it is off, because Google cannot pry into your personal messages except the one you gives it the right to do so, because it says already that messages are private. Now you can hide this conversation as well. Notice it is hidden already. I can undo to see the conversation. So maybe somebody takes my chat and I can hide that chat so no one sees it, and I am the only one that know that I have had this chat with this particular person. Maybe this comes handy if you want to chat with a loved one outside your loved one. You get what I mean, right? So let's see what else is available under that settings as well. All the setting is only for this single chat with Shola Kenny, not for a conversation outside of this. I can also delete the conversation. It tells me, am I sure that I want to delete? Other participants can still see this conversation. So for example, if it was a group chat, I can delete the conversation, but every other participant in the group can still see. So because this is not a group conversation, I can go ahead and delete, because there is no other person in the chat aside myself and this particular person. So we've talked about this particular features. Now there is this 3 vertical dots up here. When I click on it, you're going to see search in conversation and send feedback. Search in conversation means that I can search specific items in the conversation. For example, hi. Now this is on a single conversation, not all the conversation in your chats or in your chat bubbles. So when I click on I and I search, note it is only popping hi inside of this conversation. You can see this singular conversation with Shola Kenny. It is not going to pop out hi from another conversation. For example, I had several conversations here. It is not going to show me hi from another conversation, just from this singular conversation. So that is for that. Now, you might ask, what makes chat chat? Is the ability to communicate in text, videos, audios, and the list is endless. So let us look at some other options. I can always attach images. If I want to send image to this particular contact, I can send this and I can add a description. Note, history is on. So if you want to set this particular image and you know it is a sensitive image and you want it to be deleted in the next 24 hours, before you send this, not after you have sent this, before you send this, always go and enable or disable the history is on. So you enable history is off. So when you turn it off, that means that message will not be sent as history on. So when I send description, I say this is a podcast. Now when I send this particular message, this image and its description will be deleted in 24 hours. So if you have a sensitive image, you can always be rest assured that this will be cleared in the next 24 hours. Now you can click on that image, you can see that image. Now this image is loading from my Google Drive, so that is why it's having these options at the top. Now if you notice the way Google has been able to embed Google Drive into this particular chart, you are not going so much outside, you are just staying within. Now it is not just Google Drive alone, you can always select images from your phone as well. So there are options to select images from your phone. So it's not compulsory you must select from Google Drive, because there are some times you may not have Google Drive installed on your phone. So you may just want to select what is already inside of your phone. So that works well for you. So if you do not want Google Drive, or if you want Google Drive, you would have to download Google Drive first on your Android phone or your iOS to be able to access the content of it. Now, secondly, you can attach a picture or direct camera shots from it. So, for example, I can take a camera from the cameras on my device. I can select any one I want and I can capture it. So we can have this and select your camera, and you can say just once. So it's going to show something like this. So this is my phone. It's going to show something like this. Then when I capture and I can send, so I can give it a description as well. Note, history is off. So if I say phone and I send, it is still history off. That means this second image would be deleted in 24 hours as well, unless I come back here and click on history is on. This is really good. This is similar to WhatsApp disappearing feature, and I actually love it. Google has taken its time to note these little details of what is essential to chatting. Now the third is the ability to attach file directly from your drive. No, this first picture or this first ability to attach image can just search from my drive, right? But that does not mean that it is using Drive directly. So there is a dedicated Drive button here below. So when you click on it, everything it is showing you here is what is available on your drive. Folder by folders, file by file, then you select what you want. So I can select anything I want as well and attach. Now, the fourth icon here is the ability to attach a meeting. So if I want Shola Kenny to join me in a meeting right away, I can say join. I can say join me now, and I click on send. That means automatically I have created a Google Meet link within chat. So you can see Google has embedded Drive, it embedded Meet as well. So once Shola Kenny clicks on this particular join video meeting, it pops up the ability for that person to join this meeting that is going on right now. You can see, then I click on join and I can share my screen just the way we already have it on Google Meet. This is incredible, right? Let's continue. You haven't seen the best part yet. Now, lastly, we have the ability to add calendar. So if you do not have calendar installed on your phone as well, you may need to go to your Google Play Store and install calendar. Now, if I didn't have calendar installed, Immediately I click on this calendar icon at the footer of this app, it should link me directly to Play Store and I can download, then come back and add a schedule. So to ensure that this video is under 20 minutes, we are going to continue with Google Charts in the next video. My name is Femi Greater Heights, and I catch you guys in the next video.